Most women grow up believing that when a man misses them, he will make it obvious. They expect constant messages, desperate attempts to reconnect, and endless efforts to get their attention back. But that idea often creates confusion because real emotions do not always show up in the way people expect. When a man truly feels the absence of someone important, when the silence between them starts affecting him deeply, his first reaction may not be to move closer. Sometimes he does the opposite. He becomes quieter. He creates distance. He appears composed, unaffected, or even like he has completely moved on. And this is the moment where many women misread what is actually happening beneath the surface.
You see his silence and assume it means he no longer cares. You see his lack of action and believe his feelings disappeared. You think that if you mattered to him, he would immediately call, explain everything, apologize, or fight to keep you in his life. But emotions are not processed the same way by everyone. Many women naturally express what they feel by talking about it, seeking connection, asking questions, and looking for emotional reassurance. Many men, on the other hand, are more likely to process their emotions privately. They withdraw, think things through, and try to regain control before revealing what is happening inside them. So while you may be sitting there believing he feels nothing, he could actually be dealing with emotions that he doesn't know how to express. His quietness may not be a sign of indifference. It can be the result of an internal struggle happening where no one else can see it. A man's silence can carry a lot of unspoken thoughts, unresolved feelings, and emotions he has never learned how to communicate. From a young age, many men are taught to appear strong, stay composed, and avoid showing too much vulnerability. They are often encouraged to handle problems alone and hide emotional pain rather than openly admit they are affected. Because of this, missing someone can create a complicated battle within him. One part of him may want to reach out, reconnect, and close the distance between you. Another part may tell him to protect his pride, avoid rejection, and keep his emotions hidden. That inner conflict is why some men do not express longing through words. Instead, their feelings appear through subtle actions, small behaviors, and quiet observations. Sometimes the person who seems the most distant is actually the person trying hardest to control what they feel. The deeper his feelings are, the more vulnerable he may feel. Missing someone means admitting that person has an emotional impact on him. It means accepting that someone else has the ability to affect his mood, his thoughts, and his sense of peace. For some men, that realization feels uncomfortable because it requires them to let their guard down. They may fear reaching out and finding that you no longer care. They may fear discovering that they were more invested than you were. They may fear exposing emotions that they have spent years learning to hide. Instead of making a sudden move, he may quietly observe from a distance. He may notice changes in your life, pay attention to what you share, or wonder how you are doing without directly asking. He may want to feel connected while still protecting himself emotionally. This does not always mean he will return, or that every silent person is secretly longing, but it explains why emotions are sometimes hidden behind distance. Sometimes silence is not the absence of feeling. Sometimes it is the place where feelings are being processed before they are ever expressed. This creates a misunderstanding that can leave many women confused. They are often taught to search for obvious displays of emotion, a phone call, a heartfelt confession, constant messages, or dramatic efforts to prove someone cares. But many men express missing someone in much quieter ways. They reveal it through subtle behaviors that allow them to protect their pride while still staying emotionally connected. These signs are not always loud or romantic. They are often hidden in small actions that happen when a man is trying to balance his feelings with his need to feel in control. Without understanding these signals, it becomes easy to mistake his calmness for a lack of interest.
his distance for emotional detachment, or his silence for the end of the connection.
The reality is that a man's internal experience often changes before his external behavior becomes noticeable. Before he says anything, his thoughts may already be shifting. His attention starts returning to memories, moments, and details connected to you. He may become more curious about what is happening in your life. He may notice things he once overlooked. His emotional awareness around your absence can slowly increase without him even realizing it. Missing someone is not always a decision a person makes consciously. Sometimes it develops quietly in the background, growing through everyday moments. Your absence can become something he feels during quiet nights, familiar places, certain songs, or unexpected reminders that bring memories back to the surface. Even when those feelings appear, he may still avoid openly admitting them. Instead of directly saying he misses you, his emotions may appear through small and unplanned behaviors. These are not carefully calculated gestures meant to create an impression. They are natural reactions that happen when his guard drops. You may notice it through where his attention goes, how his mood changes around you, or how differently he responds when you are present compared to when you are gone. Sometimes he creates small opportunities for connection without fully taking the risk of stepping forward. He may look for signs that it is safe before allowing himself to become vulnerable. Many people overlook these quieter forms of communication because they focus only on words. They want direct answers and clear statements, but emotions are often revealed through patterns long before they are expressed verbally. They wait for someone to say exactly what they feel, instead of noticing what their behavior has been showing over time. This is why understanding emotional signals matters. It is not about waiting endlessly, chasing someone, or analyzing every little action. It is about seeing situations with a clearer perspective and understanding that a lack of expression does not always mean a lack of emotion. There is a difference between someone who feels nothing and someone who is trying to control what they feel. A person who is completely emotionally disconnected usually shows no curiosity, no reaction, and no change in behavior. Their energy remains neutral because there is nothing they are trying to manage. But when someone is holding emotions back, there can be a certain tension beneath the surface. Their silence feels different because there is something unspoken behind it. Their actions may become slightly inconsistent because one part of them wants connection, while another part is trying to stay protected. When a man misses someone deeply, his silence can carry meaning. His behavior may shift in small ways, even while he tries to appear normal. You might sense a change before you can fully explain it. There may be a feeling that something remains unfinished, a connection that has not completely disappeared. Understanding this can help you stop turning every moment of silence into a personal rejection. It allows you to remain calm instead of searching for constant reassurance. The strongest place you can stand is not in desperation or uncertainty, but in self-respect and awareness. Feelings may remain hidden for a while, but genuine emotions eventually reveal themselves through consistent actions. Often, the first place those emotions appear is not in words, but in the quiet moments where a person can no longer ignore what they feel.
When we talk about emotional signals, we are really talking about the small changes that happen when someone is affected by a person or a situation. These signals are not always obvious because emotions are complex. A person may not openly admit what they feel, but their behavior can reveal what is happening internally. The way someone responds to your presence, the way their attention shifts, or the way they act differently after distance can sometimes show emotions they are not ready to communicate. These signs are not about guessing every move or creating stories in your mind. They are about understanding that human emotions often appear through patterns before they are expressed through words. Emotional containment is the process of holding feelings inside instead of immediately expressing them.
Some people naturally process emotions internally before they feel comfortable sharing them. They may need time to understand what they are feeling, why they are feeling it, and what they want to do about it. This does not always mean they do not care. Sometimes it means they are trying to maintain control over emotions that feel overwhelming. A person who practices emotional containment may appear calm on the outside, while experiencing a completely different reality internally.
Self-protection is another important idea, because many people create emotional distance when they feel vulnerable. When someone cares deeply, they also create the possibility of being hurt. For some individuals, protecting themselves becomes a natural response. Instead of moving closer, they create space because distance feels safer than risking rejection, disappointment, or emotional exposure. This behavior is often connected to past experiences, personal beliefs, and the way someone learned to handle emotional situations. Emotional safety refers to the feeling that a person can express themselves without fear of being judged, rejected, or criticized. When someone feels emotionally safe, they are more likely to communicate honestly and show vulnerability. But when they do not feel that safety, they may keep their thoughts and emotions hidden. They may observe from a distance, waiting to understand whether opening up will lead to acceptance or pain. This is why some people look for reassurance through actions and reactions before they fully reveal what is in their heart. Pride and vulnerability often exist in conflict with each other. Pride wants to maintain control and avoid appearing weak, while vulnerability requires openness and honesty. When someone misses another person, they may experience this internal struggle. One part of them wants to reach out and reconnect, while another part tells them to protect their ego. This emotional conflict can create hesitation, silence, and mixed behavior because the person is trying to balance their feelings with their fear of being exposed. The idea of emotional reflexes describes those natural reactions that happen without careful planning. A person may check for updates, remember certain moments, or become more aware of someone's absence without intentionally deciding to do so. These reactions often come from emotional attachment and familiarity. They are not always dramatic actions. Sometimes they appear in simple moments, like remembering a conversation, noticing a change, or feeling the impact of someone no longer being part of daily life.
Emotional neutrality and emotional suppression are two very different experiences.
Emotional neutrality means there is little emotional attachment left. A person feels calm because there is no internal conflict. Emotional suppression, however, happens when feelings exist but are being pushed down or controlled. From the outside, both can look similar because the person may appear quiet or distant. But internally, they are completely different experiences. One is the absence of emotion, while the other is the attempt to manage emotion. Understanding these ideas helps create a clearer view of human behavior. Silence does not always have one meaning. Distance does not always mean someone has stopped caring. At the same time, silence should not always be interpreted as hidden love either. The important thing is to observe patterns, consistency, and actions over time. Real emotional understanding comes from looking at the complete picture rather than focusing on one moment or one reaction. A person's true feelings are usually revealed not through a single action, but through the repeated ways they respond, connect, and show up.
Another important concept connected to this is the idea of internal conflict. Internal conflict happens when a person experiences two opposing emotions or desires at the same time. In this situation, one side of a person may want closeness, connection, and emotional honesty, while another side may want protection, control, and distance. This creates a battle between what the heart feels and what the mind believes is safer. A person may miss someone deeply, but still hesitate to reach out because fear, uncertainty, or pride creates resistance.
This is why human behavior can sometimes appear confusing. The outside actions may not always match the emotions happening internally because the person is trying to manage multiple feelings at once. The concept of emotional resistance also plays a major role in understanding why people sometimes avoid expressing what they feel. Emotional resistance is the natural barrier a person creates when accepting or showing certain emotions feels uncomfortable. It is often connected to fear of losing control, fear of rejection, or fear of becoming too dependent on someone else. When emotions become intense, some people instinctively create distance because stepping closer feels risky. They may convince themselves that they do not care as much as they actually do because accepting the depth of their feelings requires vulnerability. This resistance does not erase emotions. It simply creates a barrier between what someone feels and what they are willing to show.
Another term that connects to this idea is emotional awareness. Emotional awareness is the ability to recognize, understand, and accept your own feelings. Many people experience emotions without fully understanding them. They may feel restless, distracted, or unusually affected by someone's absence, but struggle to identify the reason behind those feelings. Without emotional awareness, a person may react through behavior instead of communication. They may withdraw, become quiet, or act distant because they have not fully processed what they are experiencing internally. Developing emotional awareness allows people to respond with more honesty instead of being controlled by emotions they have not yet understood. The idea of subconscious attachment is also important when discussing human connections. The subconscious mind stores memories, experiences, emotional associations, and patterns that influence behavior without conscious effort. A person may not actively think about someone every moment, but certain reminders, situations, or emotions can bring that person back into their thoughts. This is why some connections continue to feel present even after physical distance has been created. The mind remembers emotional experiences, especially those connected to strong feelings, comfort, or significant moments. These memories can influence reactions in ways people do not always recognize. Emotional triggers are another part of this process. A trigger is something that brings a specific emotion or memory to the surface. It can be a place, a song, a routine, a conversation, or even a small detail connected to someone. These moments can create sudden emotional reactions because they activate stored memories. A person may unexpectedly remember how someone made them feel, the experiences they shared, or the comfort they associated with that connection. These reactions often happen automatically, which is why people sometimes feel emotions before they fully understand where those emotions came from. The idea of emotional imprint explains why some people leave a lasting impact on others. Certain relationships create strong emotional memories because they involve meaningful experiences, deep conversations, support, or a feeling of being understood. An emotional imprint does not mean someone is unable to move forward, but it means the experience had significance. The human mind naturally gives more importance to moments that create strong emotional responses. This is why some people remain memorable even after time has passed. Their presence becomes connected to specific feelings and experiences that are difficult to completely ignore. These concepts show that emotions are rarely as simple as they appear. A person can feel something deeply and still struggle to express it. They can care and still create distance. They can miss someone and still hesitate to take action. Human behavior is shaped by emotions, experiences, fears, and personal coping patterns. Understanding these ideas does not mean assuming what someone feels, but it helps create a deeper awareness of why people sometimes behave in ways that seem confusing. The most important thing is to look beyond one moment and pay attention to consistent patterns, because emotions are often revealed through time, not just through words.
Another concept that connects deeply with this is the idea of emotional availability. Emotional availability refers to a person's ability and willingness to connect, communicate, and share their inner world with someone else. A person can have feelings but still struggle to be emotionally available. They may care, think about someone, or feel a strong connection, yet have difficulty expressing those emotions openly. This can happen because of fear, past experiences, personal beliefs, or simply because they never learned how to communicate emotions in a healthy way. Emotional availability is not just about having feelings. It is about having the capacity to recognize those feelings and allow another person to experience them as well.
Another important idea is emotional expression. Feelings exist internally, but expression is the way those feelings are communicated outwardly. Some people express emotions through words, while others show them through actions, effort, attention, or consistency. The difference between feeling something and expressing something can create confusion in relationships. A person may genuinely experience an emotion, but struggle to translate it into communication. This is why understanding someone's behavior requires looking at more than just what they say. The way they respond, the effort they make, and the patterns they create can often reveal how they are processing their emotions. The concept of emotional vulnerability is also central to understanding human connection. Vulnerability means allowing yourself to be seen honestly, including your fears, needs, and emotions. For many people, vulnerability feels uncomfortable because it involves giving another person access to parts of themselves they usually protect. When someone admits they miss another person, they are also admitting that the person matters. They are acknowledging that someone else has the ability to affect them emotionally. For someone who values independence or control, this can feel challenging. This is why some people may hide their emotions, not because they do not feel them, but because showing them feels like taking an emotional risk. Another term that explains this behavior is fear of rejection. Fear of rejection is the worry that expressing interest, emotions, or needs will lead to being ignored, judged, or unwanted. This fear can influence how people communicate and behave in relationships. Someone may want to reach out but hesitate because they imagine negative outcomes before anything has happened. They may think, what if they don't feel the same way? Or, what if I open up and get hurt? These thoughts can create hesitation and cause someone to remain silent even when they have a desire for connection. Emotional investment is another important concept because people often behave differently when something truly matters to them. Emotional investment means giving time, energy, attention, and personal importance to a person or experience. When someone becomes emotionally invested, their connection is no longer casual. The person begins to hold meaning in their thoughts and daily life. This is why losing access to that connection can feel significant. The mind does not only miss the person, it misses the experiences, emotions, and sense of connection that were created with them. The idea of unresolved emotions is also important when understanding why certain connections remain present in someone's mind. Unresolved emotions are feelings or experiences that have not been fully processed or accepted. These can include unanswered questions, unspoken thoughts, regret, confusion, or emotions that were never properly expressed. When something feels incomplete, the mind often returns to it because it is searching for understanding or closure. This does not always mean someone wants to return to the past, but it explains why certain memories or feelings can continue appearing even after time is passed. Another powerful concept is emotional association. The human brain connects people with feelings, experiences, and specific moments. Someone may not only remember a person, they may remember how that person made them feel.
They may associate that individual with comfort, excitement, peace, understanding, or a specific period of their life. These emotional associations can be strong because they are connected to personal experiences rather than simple memories. This is why certain people can leave a lasting impression even when circumstances change.
The concept of behavioral patterns also plays a major role in understanding emotions. Patterns are repeated behaviors that reveal how someone usually responds to situations. One action alone may not tell the full story, but repeated choices often provide more insight. Someone who consistently finds ways to stay connected, shows curiosity, or responds differently around a certain person may be revealing an emotional pattern. At the same time, patterns should be viewed with balance because human behavior can have many explanations. The goal is not to assume, but to understand that consistent actions often communicate what words sometimes cannot. All of these ideas show that emotions are layered and complex. People are not always a perfect reflection of what they feel inside. Sometimes their fears, habits, and protective mechanisms influence how they behave. Someone can experience strong emotions while appearing calm. They can care while struggling to communicate. They can miss someone while trying to convince themselves they should not. Understanding these concepts allows you to look at human behavior with more awareness and less confusion. The most important lesson is that emotions are not measured only by what someone says in a single moment, but by the deeper patterns they create through their choices, reactions, and actions over time. At the end of the day, understanding emotions is about looking beyond what is immediately visible. People do not always express their feelings in obvious ways, and silence does not always tell the full story. Behind every action, distance, hesitation, or change in behavior, there can be a deeper emotional process taking place. But the most important thing is not to lose yourself trying to understand someone else's emotions. True clarity comes from recognizing patterns, staying connected to your own worth, and allowing actions to reveal what words may hide. A person's feelings can be complicated, but genuine emotions eventually find a way to show themselves through consistency, effort, and presence. You do not have to chase, force, or constantly search for answers. When you remain grounded and emotionally secure, you create space for truth to reveal itself naturally. The strongest position is not waiting for someone else to choose you. It is knowing your own value regardless of what someone else does. Because real connection is not built on confusion or uncertainty. It is built on honesty, emotional maturity, and two people who are willing to show up with clarity and intention.